Good evening, Wisconsin HOSA members, advisors, and friends. Tonight we honor all that you have achieved during this extraordinary year as future health professionals. To present your awards, please welcome back your 2020-2021 Wisconsin HOSA Executive Council, led by your president, Anastasia Grohowski.
Welcome back, everyone. As our virtual conference comes to a close with this final session, we sincerely hope that you are able to reflect upon your conference experience and find that you've advanced your knowledge of healthcare by attending a multitude of engaging breakout sessions, networked with health professionals from across the state of Wisconsin, and above all, unlocked your potential.
Throughout these past few months, we have been working towards the goal of becoming exceptional future health professionals. Each of us have worked to unlock our potential by practicing, studying, and training for our competitive events. In addition to competitive events, many of our exceptional members have also been working tirelessly to receive recognition at tonight's session for exemplifying our organization's purpose of leading and serving our communities. This year has been a challenge for all, and we commend you for your incredible adaptability and innovation as you learned how to succeed during this extraordinary membership year.
Your unwavering commitment to achievement will soon be acknowledged as we announce those individuals that qualified for recognition within our Recognition Events program. We will then move on to announcing those who placed within the top 5 of their competitive event, with the top 3 competitors qualifying for the International Leadership Conference. Even if you do not place within the top 5, you should be incredibly proud of all the work you put in to advancing your future through your preparation and dedication to Wisconsin HOSA.
At this time, it is our pleasure to introduce to you Jake Kelly, our International HOSA President. Jake is a junior at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, studying microbiology on a pre-medicine track with a minor in public health, planning to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. Jake is going to introduce us to this year's International Leadership Conference. Please give a warm virtual round of applause to Jake Kelly.
Hello again, Wisconsin HOSA, and welcome to your award ceremony. I want to congratulate each and every one of you on making it to this moment right here, especially our competitors. You know, I think one of the greatest things about HOSA is our ability to offer competitive events. I competed in prepared speaking and research persuasive writing and speaking from my freshman year of high school to my junior year of high school. And those experiences were life-changing, both in the sense of the practice I put forth in my speeches, but also in the connections I made just waiting for my turn to compete. And I'm sure the same could be said about each and every one of you. I know that you've learned valuable skills based on whatever your competitive event was. But I'm also sure that the conversations that you've had with people in the waiting room have been pretty inspiring. One of my favorite things about competing was how supportive my fellow competitors were of each other. Now, you would think in a competition you would, not be rude or anything like that, but you wouldn't openly talk because those are the people you're competing against. But with HOSA, it's different. No matter where I was, whether it was a regional conference, the state leadership conference, or the international leadership conference, there were always people in those waiting rooms who were supportive of me, of my goals, my ambitions, of my speech, and always wanted to know how I felt afterwards, and always encouraged me and offered uplifting words. And I think that's something that's really unique about HOSA, is that we start building community from the ground up. We start building community with our fellow HOSA members, and that really translates into how it's going to be in our careers and in the workforce. Because if you think about it, the healthcare field is also all about building community. Whether it's building a community with your fellow healthcare workers, whether it's building a community with your patients and their families, no matter what, you're always going to have that communication between somebody in your kind of circle. And HOSA really gives us a great foundation to build that community. Who knows? Somebody you competed against today could be on your healthcare team tomorrow. And that's what makes HOSA incredibly unique, is that we are able to offer so many different opportunities and different connections for you all that are really going to make sure that the pipeline for future health professionals is stocked with the best and brightest that we can offer. I think no matter what, HOSA's goal of promoting healthcare and really making sure that our members are part of the global health community is one of the most incredible ambitions of this organization. Now, whether you're a HOSA newcomer or a HOSA veteran, I know that this year may look a little different than you're used to, but that's okay, as long as we remember some of our core values. The core values of HOSA are lead, learn, serve, and innovate. And this past year, we've really been focusing on that last core value of innovation. If you really stop and look, we've been able to innovate new ways to connect HOSA members with other HOSA members around the world. We've been able to come up with new ideas on how to effectively run a conference and competitive events in a virtual world. We found new ways to offer more opportunities to network, to meet industry partners and potential employers than ever before. And the great thing about this is that we can continue using some of these things that we've learned and innovated in the future so that we can continue to provide our members with the maximum amount of opportunities, again, to make sure that the pipeline is stocked with the best and the brightest. So I hope that you know that you've been a part of that innovation. Without your willingness to compete and be an active HOSA member, the innovation that we would have came up with this past year would have been a lot different. So I want to thank you for being actively involved in HOSA and being a part of the innovative spirit that this organization embodies. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with a short update on what your executive council is doing to make sure that this HOSA year is the best it can be. We recently published the winter edition of our e-magazine titled New Horizons. Be sure to check out the new HOSA website to read along. We have articles ranging from vaccines and how they work, as well as an article mentioning your peers and their stories. Be sure to check it out on hosa.org, and we hope that you'll be as inspired as we were. We are also in the beginning stages of producing our very own HOSA podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media at HOSAFHP to learn when the podcast is produced and how you can tune in. Now, I just mentioned it, but be sure to check out the new HOSA website at hosa.org. We've updated it to include a modern feel so that we can make sure that our members have all the information they need right at their fingertips. And last but certainly not least, and I think this is what you're most excited about, I am so excited to tell you that the Executive Council has been working hard on the 2021 Virtual International Leadership Conference. We've been finding powerful keynotes, developing engaging workshops, and coming up with some incredible activities that you won't want to miss. This year's Virtual International Leadership Conference will take place June 23rd to 26th, and we hope that you'll be able to join us for another incredible ILC. I want to congratulate you again for making it to this point in your HOSA journey, and know that it doesn't end here. Your HOSA journey will continue to follow you no matter where you end up. Congratulations again on a successful conference, and I can't wait to see you at ILC.
Thank you so much, Jake. We are so excited to experience ILC and witness all of the incredible work you and the Executive Council have done on behalf of our organization.
We would like to extend our deepest gratitude to this year's sponsors who have graciously contributed to our organization. Thank you to ThedaCare, Anatomage, Wisconsin AHEC, Medical College of Wisconsin Pharmacy School, Concordia University School of Pharmacy, Mount Mary University, Elite Apparel, APTA Wisconsin Special Student Interest Group for helping to make this conference possible. Next, we would like to say thank you to our Courtesy Corps. This year, the Courtesy Corps adopted an advisory role as they provided the state officers with feedback on conference materials. We appreciate your help in creating a better conference experience for our members.
And without further ado, we'll begin the recognition portion of this session. Our recognition program is designed to recognize members, advisors, alumni, educators, health industry partners, and other individuals that have made a significant contribution towards Wisconsin HOSA. To kick off the recognition events, we'll start with our chapter recognition. The HOSA Happenings Award is presented to chapters who have published websites or newsletters of their activities throughout this year. Newsletters and websites were judged on appearance, content, organization, and writing ability. The chapters that met 80% or more of the criteria set by National HOSA will advance to the International Leadership Conference for recognition. The chapters who will be receiving recognition and qualifying for the International HOSA Happenings are Elkhorn and Wilmot Union. Congratulations to all chapters who will be representing Wisconsin HOSA and HOSA Happenings at our International Leadership Conference this June.
Now, for the results of our Every Minute Donor Drive. First off, thank you to everyone who helped achieve our goal of reaching 500 new donors. Wisconsin HOSA, you did not disappoint. Because of your hard work, Wisconsin HOSA is going to be donating $500 to be the match. Give yourself all a round of applause. You deserve it. Who knows? Maybe you will be the match.
Our next chapter recognition event is the HOSA Service Project. Chapters being recognized in this event have dedicated themselves to raising money and awareness for our 2020 through 2022 service partner, Be The Match. Be The Match is a bone marrow registry that matches bone marrow donors to people in need of a transplant. The chapters who raise the minimum of $100 or accumulated 100 hours are Elkhorn with a total of $217.83 and Howard's Grove with $100 raised. Thank you for your incredible dedication to Be The Match and the HOSA core value of serve.
Each chapter that participated in the COVID-19 Awareness competitive event produced a 3-minute public service announcement aimed at promoting social distancing, bringing awareness to COVID-19, and educating the public at large in regard to the impact COVID-19 has had within the chapter's local community. First, we would like to applaud all chapters that participated in this event. We hope you were able to engage your community and fellow chapter members in this extraordinary opportunity. At this time, we will announce the top 3 finalists in this event. In 3rd place, we have Oak Creek. In 2nd place, we have Appleton North. And in 1st place, we have Shoreland Lutheran.
Hello and welcome to HOSA Health News. Today we'll be discussing the topic of COVID-19.
What is COVID-19? COVID-19 is the first pandemic to hit in the 21st century, taking down almost every single country it has touched, with effects from increased teen mental illness to mass death. COVID-19 has left no one unaffected.
As of today, the number of lives taken by COVID have reached over 500,000 in America and over 2 million worldwide.
Just in Milwaukee County alone, there has been 2,000 deaths and counting. Even with strict mask mandates around the country, the effect of COVID-19 still remains evident in our community.
A local CNA worker who has worked throughout the whole pandemic has quoted saying, "The effects of COVID-19 have hit the elderly hard. Staying COVID safe isn't for you, it's for people like your grandma."
Hello, HOSA Health News. Today I'm here with Timothy Milkey, who is a STEM teacher and physics teacher at our local high school, and we have a few questions for him today. What do you think the importance of staying COVID safe and making sure you maintain safe social distancing and wearing masks? What do you think the importance of that is?
I think from the standpoint of preventing the spread of COVID and staying safe, so much of this in terms of the pandemic has emphasized it's not so much that you wear the mask for yourself, but for the benefit of others. And so putting other people ahead of yourself and recognizing that there might be people that we come into contact with who have some sort of underlying condition, and I can help keep them safe by me wearing that mask and preventing any kind of spread to them, I think is probably the most important thing.
For sure. Well, thank you for doing this with us today.
We all know that masks are uncomfortable, sweaty, gross, painful, but think of how many healthcare workers go for 12 hours in full COVID gear. If they can wear it for 12 hours, you can wear it for 2.
And here's how we've overcome. With the new vaccine releases, we are hoping for COVID to be coming to an end soon. However, there is a lot of heated discussion around getting the vaccine. The vaccine is truly what is going to put COVID-19 to an end. As there is a lot of controversy, it is extremely important to do your own research with reliable sources such as the CDC.
In regard to the vaccine, the CDC has stated, like all vaccines, COVID-19 mRNA vaccines have been tested rigorously for safety before being authorized for use in the United States. mRNA technology is still new but not unknown. They have been studied for more than a decade. mRNA vaccines do not contain a live virus and do not carry the risk of causing diseases in the vaccinated person.
COVID-19 has left no one unaffected.
Let's all do our part to stay COVID safe, not for ourselves, but for those around us.
Remember, healthcare workers wear their COVID gear for 12 plus hours. If they can do it for that long, we can do it for just 2.
This has been HOSA Health News.
Congratulations again to our finalists.
This year, Anatomage offered Wisconsin HOSA the unique opportunity to run a virtual anatomy tournament for both students and teachers. We are so grateful to Anatomage for their partnership and dedication to providing Wisconsin HOSA members with this incredible learning experience. At this time, Anatomage will announce the winners of the anatomy tournament through this short video.
Hi everybody, my name is Stephen King with Anatomage, and we were fortunate enough to participate as your hosts in this year's virtual anatomy tournament. Although it was virtual, this year's tournament was incredibly competitive. I want to thank all of the teams and their advisors for making this tournament such a success. We were so impressed with all of you. I also want to thank the Wisconsin HOSA Executive Committee for including us in this year's event. For the winning team, your advisor will receive a plaque to proudly display. Also, certificates will be sent to each member of the top 3 teams. Lastly, each team member of the winning team will be awarded a brand new iPad. So without further ado, I'd like to congratulate this year's winning team. This team placed in the top 2 scorers for each round and fought hard to capture the title in the finals. Congratulations to Kimberly High School for winning the 2021 Wisconsin HOSA Virtual Anatomy Tournament. We hope to see you this summer at the ILC. Thanks again for letting Anatomage be a part of your HOSA event and the Virtual Anatomy Tournament. This year, along with the student tournament, we also hosted a teachers tournament. And although it was virtual, just like the others, this tournament was still a lot of fun. I want to thank all of the advisor teams that were brave enough to take the challenge because, as the students saw, this wasn't easy. So, without further ado, the winning team of the Teachers Virtual Anatomy Tournament is Sarah Pate from Amherst. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Congratulations to our winners. Thank you to all of our teams for your participation in the tournament.
We want to take a moment to recognize our fellow state officers for the work that they have done. I had the honor of working with Jean on our Program of Work section, Membership Growth. In our planning for this unpredictable year, Jean always displayed creativity, wit, and simultaneously analytical thought, which is quite rare to find all at the same time. His writing and connective skills are truly phenomenal. As you have all witnessed, the scripts for the majority of our sessions have been nothing more than remarkable, and a lot of that can be credited to Jean's wide-ranging intellect and his ability to combine professionalism with perfectly placed puns and entertainment. He has assumed much more than his typical executive council duties, participating in CTSO Government Day and meeting with the superintendent to speak about CTSOs, and possess the self-motivation and collaborative nature to create and execute effective plans to help us as a team overcome the challenges we saw during this year. Gene has a very special spark, and I'm so excited to see how far he goes in making our world a better place.
This year, I had the honor of working with the younger brother of one of my closest friends, Ambrose Engling. Amby was thrusted into a newly created executive officer position early on in the membership year. As a result, his position was an ambiguous one. We weren't quite sure what all his responsibilities and duties were. Yet, even with all this uncertainty, Amby thrived in his role. He became an integral part of the executive officer team. His experience creating a middle school chapter last year was indispensable as Veronica and I worked to expand our membership in the middle school level. His cleverness and analytical nature was also unmatched. Amby was always able to bring a fresh new perspective to our meetings and allowed the executive council to elevate the membership experience for everybody. Although my time with Wisconsin HOSA is now coming to a close, I feel relieved and reassured leaving Wisconsin HOSA in his hands. Thanks for a great year, Amby, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
This year, I had the privilege of not only working with Veronica on the Executive Council, but also through membership growth. Her adaptable, amiable, and diligent personality was one that lit up and guided the Executive Council through a year of uncertainty. Her ability to think on the spot and make the most out of situations is something that I have noticed over our term and has attributed greatly to our success as an Executive Council. That being said, only being able to communicate through a computer screen was never something that slowed Veronica down. Her uncanny ability to look at the good in life and her creative outlook will lead her to become a pioneer of the industry. Her true passion for Wisconsin HOSA made leadership conferences and meetings more enjoyable for members and state officers alike. The council wouldn't be where it is without you, Veronica. Thank you for a great year, and I can't wait to see where your life takes you.
We will now move on to our next recognition category, individual. Kicking off this category is the Barbara James Service Award. This award is in memory of Barbara James, the 1982 to 1983 HOSA Inc. board chairwoman. Her contributions to HOSA exemplify the caring and compassion of HOSA members. This event encourages HOSA members to donate their time to health-related services in their communities. The recipients of this award have accumulated their service hours from June 1st of 2020 to March 30th of 2021. Our recipient of the Silver Level Award, serving 175 to 250 hours, is Anastasia Grahowski with a total of 195.75 hours of service. Our recipient of the Gold Level Award, serving 250 hours and above, is Deanna Hebring with a total of 284 hours of service. Thank you for your selfless dedication and service to your communities.
Our next individual recognition event is the Healthcare Issues Exam. The Healthcare Issues Exam provides members with the opportunity to investigate, analyze, and apply their knowledge of current health-related issues. This event aims to inspire members to be proactive future health professionals and stay informed about current issues in the healthcare field. We love to see our members taking one step closer to being knowledgeable and compassionate leaders in the global health community. The following individuals are advancing to the International Leadership Conference in the Healthcare Issues Exam: Grace Benukowitz, Shreya Duranakota, Abby Dukeman, Hannah Fleming, Anastasia Grahowski, Sheridan Hajni, Yamila Hernandez, Sarah Jassim, Kylie Johnson, Harbani Kaur, Lily Kriegel, Margot Middleton, Riley Miller, Hannah Payne, Kevin Falfubong, Bailey Plant, Olivia Schopf, Ajay Surendran, Angela Tata, Lauren Tennyson, Megan Turk, Amy Wong, and Jeff Zhao. Congratulations to those who participated in the Healthcare Issues Exam and advanced their knowledge of current issues in healthcare.
At this time, we will continue recognizing the contributions of our fellow state officers. I had the absolute honor of working with Jared on the membership development priority of work. The best way to describe Jared is 1 in a million. Jared is absolutely dynamic. His drive, passion, and vision is unmatched. Throughout the year, he never ceased to amaze me with his boundless creativity and initiative. Many of Jared's ideas turned into incredible opportunities for our members, and his innovation has bettered countless aspects of Wisconsin HOSA. From the password-protected pages that greeted you at each conference, to the 7 Cups pilot program, and more, Jared ensured that everything he created was of the utmost quality. Within our meetings, Jared pushed others to bring forth their best work and ideas. In each discussion, Jared asked the right questions and gave perspectives that shaped our ideas and projects into the best they could be for our members. Beyond Jared's work ethic, his character is one of selflessness and undeniable benevolence. After working alongside him for numerous hours, I can say with absolute certainty that he is the best heart of anyone I've ever met. He has represented Wisconsin HOSA in such a positive way through his genuine warmth and friendliness. Jared elevates everyone around him, and personally, he has encouraged me to be the best leader and person I can be. I truly could not have asked for a better partner and friend. I am so excited to see how much Jared will continue to accomplish.
I had the privilege of working with Annie on the Membership Development Division of the Program of Work. Since the very beginning of our term, Annie has guided not only me, but the rest of the Executive Council through a year of absolute uncertainty. Her leadership and fearless approach to every conference, event, and meeting facilitated the exceptional membership we had this year. Annie's ability to compose an impeccable email, ascertain logistics, speak to a group, promote conversation, and execute comprehensive tasks in a very short order are among of the countless contributions she has made to this organization. Perhaps one of the most significant contributions Annie has made is the impact of her remarkable kindness. As I am sure most of you already know, Annie is one of the most caring and compassionate individuals. The impression Annie makes on those she meets is nothing short of amiable. Not only has she fostered the environment of friendship and collaboration within our team, but she has also generated a glowing reputation for the organization because of her friendliness and compassion. Her conscientiousness ensured that decisions made were in the best interest of the organization and you as members. Annie is an exceptional person who will forever shine on anything that deserves her attention. I know Annie will do all she can to make others' lives even more worth living. It has been my distinct honor and privilege to have served under Annie's leadership and guidance.
Now we will move into announcing those receiving special recognition for their dedication and service to Wisconsin HOSA. The recipient of the Caduceus Award has exemplified extraordinary leadership in promoting HOSA as a pipeline to health professions. This award recognizes the importance of health industry leadership in working collaboratively to assure a well-qualified healthcare workforce for the future. The 2020-2021 recipient of the Caduceus Award is Ms. Sheena Mueller. Over the past 3 years, Ms. Sheena Mueller has served as a conference coordinator for Wisconsin HOSA. She has been instrumental in establishing our regional conference structure and partnerships to provide expanded pipeline opportunities to the members of Wisconsin HOSA. She also goes above and beyond to ensure all event activities are meaningful and positive for Wisconsin HOSA members and the leadership teams. Ms. Mueller has enhanced Wisconsin HOSA through her ability to form new partnerships that have led to more career-based learning opportunities and experiences for the members of HOSA. A few examples include CPR training, global health workshops, and healthcare tours. Additionally, Ms. Mueller has worked to increase access for members to engage in quality experiential learning in the healthcare industry. When members have more exposure to the field of healthcare, they can be more informed and prepared to be successful in their future career endeavors. Beyond career exploration, in her role with South Central AHEC, Ms. Mueller supports programs with broader topics that are important to all future healthcare professionals, such as health disparities, interdisciplinary teamwork, and public health. On a personal side, Ms. Mueller leaves a lasting impression to all those she meets. She is genuine, authentic, and brings humor to keep everyone smiling. Every time a student tells Ms. Mueller about their career goals, she has this ability to inspire and motivate them even more to make their mark on the world. For these reasons, Ms. Mueller embodies the meaning behind the Caduceus Award, and Wisconsin HOSA is pleased to present the Caduceus Award to Ms. Sheena Mueller. Congratulations! We truly thank you for your service to Wisconsin HOSA future health professionals. the positive impact of your work cannot be overstated.
The recipient of Outstanding HOSA Leader is a member currently serving as a Wisconsin HOSA State Officer and is given in recognition of the member's commitment to HOSA and outstanding leadership. This year's Outstanding State Leader is Veronica Govius. Veronica has provided exceptional leadership and service to the Wisconsin HOSA State Association through her relentless passion to support members to achieve their goals as both future health professionals and as individuals. Veronica has impacted HOSA through creative communication and engagement strategies in both social media and at virtual conference sessions. She has provided outstanding leadership to advance the priorities of the Executive Council and members of the organization. She leads by example and upholds the level of professionalism and passion that HOSA is all about. Additionally, Veronica was often eager to take on additional responsibilities to further assist the areas of Wisconsin HOSA programming, including serving as a committee member to develop the COVID-19 awareness competitive event. She leads by example and upholds the level of professionalism and passion that HOSA is all about. Veronica embodies all 4 HOSA core values, and we thank her for all she has brought to this organization. Thank you for your incredible contributions to our organization. As members, we would not be able to succeed without the unwavering support of our advisors. Their dedication to Wisconsin HOSA deserves the utmost recognition. Now join us in watching our advisor appreciation video. With that, we will announce our 2020-2021 Outstanding HOSA Advisor. The Outstanding HOSA Advisor is an advisor that goes above and beyond in the time and effort they expend to create valuable experiences and opportunities for their members. This year's recipient has been an educator for over 17 years, teaching both family and consumer science and health science education, and becoming their local chapter's first advisor 8 years ago. Their commitment to provide students with collaborative and diverse opportunities to further expand on their knowledge and skills while pursuing careers within the health science pathway has continued to better prepare students to become successful future health professionals. Their innovation mindset, dedicated leadership, passion for learning, and selflessness service contributed to this advisor's unlocking their potential and finding new ways to provide successful activities to local chapter members amidst a global pandemic. These traits, along with her strong and efficient communication skills, willingness to be versatile with a multitude of tasks assigned, and her continuous support to further enhance programming, has also been instrumental in the different roles she has served in on the Wisconsin HOSA competitive events team. Her strong organizational skills and meticulous attention to detail is evident in her work on the CE team. Learn, lead, serve, innovate. These are the core values of HOSA future health professionals. Ms. Lori Mosing continuously conveys these values in both her role as a chapter advisor at Kaukauna High School and within her role as the executive assistant of competitive events on the Wisconsin HOSA competitive events team, making her the epitome of an outstanding HOSA advisor. Michaela Schmidt, the 2014 to 2015 Wisconsin HOSA Vice President and a founding member of the Kaukauna HOSA chapter, stated, Ms. Mosing's commitment to students exploring and pursuing careers in the healthcare sciences is noteworthy. She took the time away from her family and her work to travel with me to conferences. During her first year as a state officer advisor, she stayed up late every night helping with all the final touches for the state conference, often taking in unfamiliar roles. Having Lori by my side, without a doubt, strengthened my personal and professional development as a HOSA member. Ms. Mosing continued to display many of these same characteristics in both volunteer services within her roles on the competitive events team. Please join us in recognizing Ms. Lori Mosing as the recipient of the 2021 Outstanding HOSA Advisor Award. Congratulations.
Thank you to our business and academic partners that made these scholarships possible. The recipients of these scholarships have exemplified leadership and dedication to Wisconsin HOSA. This year's scholarship recipients are Wisconsin HOSA $250 scholarship awarded to Rhiannon Last from South Milwaukee. Wisconsin HOSA $250 scholarship awarded to Caitlin Brewer from Hamilton, Sussex. Concordia University School of Pharmacy $250 scholarship awarded to Emma Bricko from Appleton East. Mount Mary University $250 scholarship awarded to Caitlin Hanna from Westosha Central. Wisconsin HOSA $500 scholarship awarded to Anastasia Gorkowski from Elkhorn. MCW Pharmacy School $500 scholarship awarded to Emma Bricko from Appleton East. Theta Care $1,000 scholarship awarded to Neha Kulkarni from James Madison Memorial. Theta Care $1,000 scholarship awarded to Veronica Govius from Menominee Falls. Congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients. Wisconsin HOSA wishes you the best in your post-secondary endeavors.
It is now my turn to talk about my amazing program of work partner that I have been able to work side by side with. This year I had the honor of working with the one and only Elaine Sun. We worked together on membership engagement where we created all the monthly newsletters that you see come out. Elaine was always willing to go the extra step to make sure all the work we published was always above and beyond expectations. Elaine Sun lives up to her last name by always being the ray of bright light. The many times that we have gone on about the stress of school, she always brought the positive side to things and always added a little touch of sunlight to everything. I am so beyond lucky to have been able to work alongside Elaine this year. Without a doubt, Elaine is going to go on to do outstanding things, and I know she's going to be the ray of sun we all need in this world. Elaine, thank you for everything. I am forever grateful to have been your partner this year. I cannot wait to see you brighten up this world.
This year, I had the honor of working with Anna on the membership engagement section of the program of work. During our planning meetings in collaboration, Anna would always bring excitement through her outgoing and enthusiastic personality. Despite the challenges we have faced with the unique circumstances, Anna remained positive and inspired others along the way. Whether she's working on the monthly HOSA newsletters or creating content for the service project, she always amazes me with her phenomenal work. Throughout the year, Anna was also able to perfectly balance her busy work schedule and her role as a state officer. Anna's kindness and creativity has all contributed to her success as a leader. Her dedication and passion to the healthcare field in Wisconsin HOSA is truly inspirational. I am so honored to have worked with such an amazing individual. I am so excited to see what the future holds, and I wish her the best in her future endeavors. Thank you so much for allowing us state officers to publicly thank our fellow state officers. We are so glad we were able to share our team dynamic with you.
Now we would like to take a moment to acknowledge all of our new and reactivated chapters for the 2020-2021 program year. This year's new or newly reactivated chapters are Baraboo HOSA, Brookfield Central HOSA, Homestead HOSA, Lakeview Tech HOSA, and Little Chute HOSA. We commend you for your initiative, especially during such a tumultuous year. Next, we will be recognizing the previously existing chapters that had significant membership growth from the 2019-2020 program year to the 2020-2021 program year. We'll first announce the top 3 chapters who had the most percentage of membership growth, and then announce the top 3 with the highest number of new members. By percentage, in 3rd place, we have Badger HOSA. Tied for 2nd place, we have Howards Grove HOSA and Waukesha North HOSA. And in 1st place, with an outstanding 94% chapter membership growth, we have Oak Creek HOSA. Now by number. In 3rd place, we have Chippewa Falls HOSA. In 2nd place, we have Hamilton Sussex HOSA. And in 1st place, with 81 new HOSA members in their chapter, we have Oak Creek HOSA. And finally, with 167 members, the chapter with the highest membership this year is Oak Creek HOSA. We applaud you for your efforts in expanding your chapter despite all of the restrictions in place.
The 7 Cups pilot program was a new Wisconsin HOSA initiative this year, and Annie and I would like to recognize all of the members that completed this program. Members of this program provided support to those in emotional distress via an online platform, selflessly donating their time to those in need of emotional support. The following members completed the 7 Cups pilot program: Sinithia Atada, Sophia Ho, Amber Yankee, Elena Judd, Noreen Kamal, Shelby Lutz, Zoe Mitchell, Sophia Pletch, and Adriana Zhang. Even though the program has concluded, we sincerely hope that you continue to provide support to those in need.
At this time, we have the exciting privilege of inducting the next state officers into office. Before we announce the 2021-2022 state officers, we would first like to thank our voting delegates. Our voting delegates were integral in the state officer selection process, and we truly appreciate their help in determining the future of Wisconsin HOSA. With that, we would like to congratulate all 14 of our outstanding candidates. These candidates completed a lengthy and rigorous application, showing incredible commitment to serving at the state level. We were so fortunate to have had so many exceptional candidates this year.
Your 2021-2022 Vice President of Service Projects is Kyung-Min Lee from Appleton North HOSA.
Your 2021-2022 Vice President of Public Relations is Sophia Pletch from Shoreland Lutheran.
Your 2021-2022 Vice President of Membership Development is Kevin Felfavong from Hamilton Sussex HOSA.
Your 2021-2022 Secretary is Sarah Munajed from Middleton HOSA.
Your 2021-2022 Vice President is Kate Powell from Hamilton Sussex HOSA.
And finally, your 2021-2022 President is Jared Lemminger from Chippewa Falls HOSA. Congratulations to our new state officers. Wisconsin HOSA looks forward to your leadership.
Again, another congratulations to our 2021-2022 state officers and to all our outstanding members that received recognition for their selfless service and dedication to our organization. At this time, we will introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Sean Fain. Dr. Fain is a professor of medical physics, radiology, and biomedical engineering and directs the Pulmonary and Metabolic Imaging Center in the departments of radiology and medical physics at the University of Wisconsin-Madison School of Medicine and Public Health. His research develops quantitative imaging methods using MRI and CT. His research truly exemplifies the meaning of innovate, and we are so excited to hear him share how this core value is integrated into his life's work. Please give a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Fain.
Welcome to the keynote address. I've been fortunate to be invited to present. My name is Sean Fain. I am a researcher in medical imaging, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you at the HOSA Wisconsin meeting this year. I'm planning on presenting a set of slides that summarize some of the work that's gone on in the past 50 years in the area of MRI research and focus on innovation and potential career paths in this area of technology. So I'll switch now to my slide presentation. Oops. I'm going to talk to you today about advances in quantitative imaging and with a focus on the role of innovation. And I liken some of this development to, maybe the most accomplished effort that's ever gone on to put a person on the moon, and was achieved in the late 60s by the Apollo 11 mission. And the thing I want to emphasize is that the actual number of people who walked on the moon was 2. The number of people orbiting was 3 if you count the 2 who walked. And then more than 250,000 nautical miles, pretty amazing. They had a support from the mission control personnel of 30 people, 1 woman and 29 men. The average age of the scientists, engineers, and technicians working on this project was only 28 years. And the total number of personnel, including the technologists, scientists, and engineers in support of this mission, was over 400,000. So while these astronauts often get the credit for these kinds of efforts from a kind of social point of view, celebratory point of view, and obviously they put themselves at risk and deserve credit, there's also a large group of people around them who are supporting them to make this happen. And today I want to sort of make an analogy between that effort to put a person on the moon and the kind of innovative process that it takes to take a new idea, in this case a medical imaging technique, and focusing here on MRI, to its current state of the art. And this is Paul Latterber, who is the inventor of MRI, and he's standing by a prototype MR system circa late 1970s. His very first paper on MRI was published in 1973, and these little blobs are the images that he had acquired, very primitive. And that's progressed now to, based on that foundation, amazingly detailed anatomic images of the brain, 3D isotropic that we're able to render into a three-dimensional view of the brain in vivo, in utero imaging of a fetus here with the brain structures and the spine and other tissue structures visible, the knee, musculoskeletal imaging, and a progressive advancement of dedicated smaller bore MR systems to open bore systems to portable systems that are lower field that can now be housed in the intensive care unit for emergency brain imaging, to dedicated musculoskeletal systems that also are much more accessible. All of that innovation takes a team effort, and this is a picture from my own institution here at the University of Wisconsin of a MR system that has recently been installed for cancer imaging and dedicated treatment planning in cancer. And this is the entire, well, not all, this is a subset of the team that's making this happen. It's including MR technologists. This is the dedicated system MR technologist. This is the lead MRI technologist, because this is a new venture and a new innovative application for MR in our institution. Radiation oncology technologist who's familiar with radiation-based treatment of cancers. And then in addition to that, we have the medical physicist PI here, who's going to be leading the research effort on this system. A radiation oncology fellow who is an expert in both the clinical side and the imaging side. Oncology nurse, who obviously will be advantageous for the clinical research development. And then finally, all of this is, well, not totally finally, but at least all of this is in concert with physicians who have a good handle on the clinical applications and the clinical needs to help guide the research in a direction that's more relevant. And then in addition to that, we have our industry representative who can provide this kind of technology and access to this kind of technology for improvements and research. I want to sort of first present the way in which imaging developed as a technique, and it was largely focused in its first several decades on purely anatomic imaging. So the novelty of visualizing the tissues in the body without having to open up or do any kind of surgical intervention was a huge advance. And the idea was to just be able to regionally detect disease. And I'm going to show you some results from brain imaging of white and gray matter coming up, imaging of blood vessels, so very useful for looking at vascular disease, imaging of lung disease, and imaging of cancer. Some of these are a little bit newer than others. Right away, neuroimaging was the mainstay of MR because it could provide exquisite soft tissue contrast like this. So this is an image of a human brain floating in cerebral spinal fluid indicated by these very bright regions. This is the base of the brain, sometimes called the medulla. This is the cerebellum, which is also one of the basal structures of the brain. And then here is the cortex. There's white matter here, which actually is somewhat counterintuitively dark in color, surrounded by gray matter through these sulci, or these kind of wavy patterns that allow there to be more and more surface area of nerve tissue for enhancing brain volume. And these are just two different slices of the same 3D volume. This region here is called the corpus callosum, or the horse's tail, as they say. And other ways to use MRI take advantage of delayed pulses, and these delayed pulses can then be weighted so that they can detect blood flow into the volume. And these are essentially images of the blood vessels in the brain shown in 3 dimensions, and this is just different oriented slices. Commonly, what's done in medical imaging is an axial slice, a coronal, and a sagittal slice. Oops. And these are 3D renderings, so you're able to see all of the vessels that are within the brain region. And this obviously has advantages for detecting areas of blockage of blood flow and or aneurysms where there might be weaknesses in the blood vessels that need to be perhaps either watched over time, or in some cases an intervention to help support the blood vessels so that it maintains its integrity. Interestingly, we can look at blood vessels in 3 dimensions in almost any region with MR, which is a significant advantage. One of the things I want to highlight here is that this dark area versus this light area, so this is the carotid artery region in black, and this is the jugular vein in white. These are phase images, so they're showing not only the presence of blood, but the direction in which blood is flowing. And phase thinking about cosines and sines and how those signals are shifted with respect to each other and what direction they're shifted, can be utilized in MR to detect the direction and velocity of blood flow. And these are just magnitude images of that same structure. But again, this is highlighting the information in the phase that's not visible in the magnitude images. And this is just a nice 3D rendering that shows the quality of these images of the carotid artery in high spatial resolution. Another element that's really more of a recent advance in medical magnetic resonance imaging is imaging of the lungs. And the reason why the lungs have been sort of late to the game for MRI is that they are low density in terms of water. So something to be mentioned perhaps that I haven't yet said. When we do these kinds of MR images, we're actually measuring water in the body. So the imaging technique is sensitive to the water protons. So, when you look at the H2 part of the H2O of water, it's those protons that generate the MR signal that we're using for imaging. The lungs typically do not have a lot of water in them because they're designed to be inflated with air so that gas exchange can occur. So you have low signal intensity to begin with. And then in addition, there's another challenge in that the lungs are this sort of spongy tissue material in which there's lots of these little air sacs to facilitate gas exchange across this very thin membrane where the blood takes it up and then brings it away from the lungs into the heart and gets pumped as oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. This heterogeneity creates another problem for signal with MR, and it causes it to dephase away. So there's techniques we have to use in order to reclaim it. This is one of those techniques. We combine different strategies to reduce the field of view, use ways of acquiring the data that make it very, very fast. We can then gate or time our acquisition to the respiratory waveform, and then use parallel MRI, which is a way to acquire data simultaneously from multiple detectors, and then do better calibration and correction of the images. This enables us to do things like this, where we're able to image the actual breathing patterns of patients. In this case, this is a patient who has a fibrotic lung disease called IPF. And these are all different methods for capturing structures in the lungs with higher and higher fidelity of resolution and basically compensating for the respiratory motion. This is the gold standard that's used today, X-ray CT. Has some disadvantages in that if we want to use it frequently, it has some non-zero X-ray dose that can make it difficult to use on a regular basis because of the concern about cancer risk. So developing an MRI approach to support monitoring of therapies in lung imaging, for example, would be of great value. This is our technique sort of progressing to a better and better resolution, getting fairly comparable to the clinical standard now in terms of resolution, so that we can start to use this technique for looking at the extent of fibrotic lung disease as well as potentially reversing the fibrosis. In this technique, we're using contrast injected to look at cancer. And so you're seeing the wash-in of a contrast agent into a cancer lesion. And this is just I'm rocking it back and forth so you can see this three-dimensional quality. This cancer lesion is highly perfused, so you can see it takes up the contrast. And the way in which it takes up the contrast and the timing dynamics of it can be utilized to better understand its likelihood of malignancy. And then by looking at the shape and the timing of that wash-in, we can create these kinds of maps that map each voxel to its time course and tell us whether or not it's likely that that lesion is an aggressive, potentially malignant cancer. That is sort of the bridge, I think, from the anatomic imaging to what is merged in the last decade or so of quantitative imaging. So it's a fundamentally different concept in terms of how to use these medical imaging systems, from pure anatomic imaging, where there's a subjective assessment by a radiologist, to the use of these systems as a numerical measurement device. Normally, for this kind of application, we're interested in measuring some functional measurements, such as blood flow, tissue perfusion, oxygen availability, or ventilation or gas exchange when we get to the lung imaging part. So this is a phase image again. So you saw this sort of concept before when I showed you the carotid artery. What I'm showing here happens to be the descending aorta and the heart. So this is the heart, and these are the right and left ventricles of the heart. And as I put an ROI down in this descending aorta region, the phase information tells me something about the direction and the velocity, as I said, and I can actually calculate a volume rate of flow in milliliters per second through that blood vessel. And this can be provided to characterize whether or not we have a normal blood flow or whether there's some kind of what's called recirculation or non-laminar flow that is an indicator of disease. This approach can also be used in 3 dimensions to depict the blood vessels, in this case fairly fine structured blood vessels that feed the kidney. This is using contrast, so it's a little bit of cheating, so that there was a contrast agent injected. This is not. This is purely using blood signal flowing into the artery in this case. So that has some advantages, especially for the kidney, where giving a contrast agent challenges the kidney or makes it work harder and can be toxic, especially if that subject has kidney disease already. So a non-contrast approach such as this can have significant advantages. And this is the conventional technique before this was invented in this 3D mode, where because of the heterogeneity of the local flow, this dephasing caused all the signal to go away, and so the vessel itself could not be seen. And this is an X-ray version of the gold standard way in which we currently acquire. Well, we've shifted a lot to these kinds of techniques now, but at the time, this was the standard in which blood vessel imaging was acquired using an X-ray based technique. MR has obvious advantages in not requiring X-rays and not requiring contrast agent. We can go even further with this type of technology in which we can visualize blood vessels and flow. It's showing you vectors which indicate the velocity and direction of the blood flow for different regions within the major vessels of the abdomen. And these 2 vessels coming off here are the renal arteries. Let me play that again. And then the color code here is showing you the actual velocity of the blood flow. So, this is like 60 centimeters per second in this region for the red. And you can see how the cardiac cycle is causing the blood to be pulsatile in different subregions. Again, these vessels coming off here are the renal arteries, and then this is the aorta. And you can see the blood, pulsing down the blood vessel with each beat of the heart. So these are a variety of techniques that you're seeing here, all of which involve vascular imaging and labeling of the blood itself. And these are 3 different techniques that we use to magnetically label blood as it flows into a slice, as indicated by these red and blue to red circles, which are meant to show blood flow in the region of the blue box where we're interested in imaging quantitatively. Through that kind of technique, by labeling the endogenous blood, we can actually measure perfusion. In this case, we've done that technique to measure perfusion in the kidneys of patients who've undergone kidney transplant, which is obviously a circumstance in which we would definitely not want to use a contrast agent. It's already challenged kidneys, and we're very interested in monitoring these kidneys to see whether they're healthy or not post-transplant. And so this is a way that we can measure quantitatively whether the perfusion is normal or not. And unfortunately, these arrows are indicating regions where perfusion is diminished, suggesting that there might be some problems with the transplant. That would then drive further intervention clinically to help preserve the kidney function. And the great thing about these maps is that they're quantitative. They provide us with numbers. And this is a circumstance where we've treated patients who had those defects with a drug called losartan that increases perfusion to the kidney. And lo and behold, the imaging told us that we had a 62 milliliters per minute per 100 grams of tissue increase in perfusion after treatment with losartan, which is a good outcome, suggesting these patients are responding to the therapy. So transitioning now to some of the more emerging techniques that has been a major area of research for me more recently is techniques to basically image ventilation and gas exchange in the lungs. And these are different techniques, all of which are under development to visualize ventilation after inhalation of an exogenous gas. And in this case, these are gases which are completely inert, so they don't have any toxic effect. And so unlike the challenge to the kidney and to the bloodstream with an injected contrast agent, these are just washed out via normal respiratory breathing. And then another technique which doesn't use an exogenous gas is an oxygen-enhanced method, in which here we're depending on the local effect of the rate of recovery of the water in the lungs in response to the oxygen. So this is sometimes called the T1 effect, where T1 is the longitudinal recovery that's induced by oxygen, which happens to have, if those who are interested, a paramagnetic effect in the high magnetic field of the MR system. We can use these types of techniques to do longitudinal studies and study things like exercise-induced asthma. And post-exercise challenge is shown here. So these are subjects who underwent 10 minutes of treadmill running. and you can see these defects emerge after the exercise and then resolve later, about 45 minutes later. And we've been using this same type of technology. There's a soluble gas version that can help us understand gas exchange. And these pink regions are regions that are abnormally high in the tissue density. And these red regions are regions which are abnormally low in the transfer of gas to the red blood cells in the blood. So these are impaired areas of gas exchange that correspond to, on our MR imaging technique, to fibrotic regions. And this is a patient with what's called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which is a fibrotic injury of the lungs of an unknown cause. And importantly, again, that very sensitive measurement can be used to monitor novel treatment approaches, and these are antifibrotic therapies. What this is showing is that our imaging technique can detect the maintenance of ventilation under these biologic or antifibrotic therapies compared to patients who are not receiving those therapies, who show a diminished function. And then these are just showing quantitatively what those values are for the non-biologic, that is the conventional therapy, versus this antifibrotic therapy. And we're seeing about a 5 to 10% increase in the ventilation in response to the treatment. So I want to finish up by circling back to the concept of innovation as a process. All of the innovations that I showed you in the last 50 years, building on the original idea of Dr. Lauterbur, took first the foundation of Dr. Lauterbur's innovative idea, but then a growing team of researchers, clinicians, technologists, nurses, clinical scientists to add and validate these. And this is kind of showing you this sort of maybe very another one of those early 20th century efforts, similar to putting a person on the moon, in which one of the very first expeditions to try to climb Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Here, Sandy Irvine and George Mallory prepare to leave Camp 5. And you can see these massive oxygen cylinders on their back that weighed 30 pounds. And then about 30 years later, when it was successfully climbed by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, these oxygen systems were about 5 pounds or even less. And notice they're wearing down jackets, and these guys are wearing stockings and tweed jackets. So this is the advances. These are some of the advances that make it possible to kind of reach these extreme goals. And I make these analogies because I think the advances that we're making in medical imaging are of comparable significance and require a large team of people to commit to careers in this field. And the achievements that we've made are due to this shared vision to more precisely diagnose and treat disease, and it's led to this systematic advance from simple physical principles to these sensitive tools for seeing inside the human body. Communities of researchers and healthcare professionals, government, commercial funding, professional educational organizations, and international societies have all contributed. And I want to end with just providing you with a few resources for studies in medical physics and medical imaging, and my contact information. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this incredible presentation, Dr. Fain. Your words were truly inspirational, and we hope that our members can strive to innovate in their lives as well.
Before transitioning to the awards, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate all of the work that has been done behind the scenes to make this conference possible. To the Wisconsin HOSA staff, led by Mrs. Christina Patron, your incredible work has led to opportunities and experiences that our members will benefit from years to come. To the Wisconsin HOSA competitive events team, led by Mr. Noah Mutter-Schultz, thank you for your tremendous effort in facilitating a successful program, especially under the circumstances of this year. Our members are able to demonstrate their knowledge and skills through the competitive events program, and we are so grateful for your dedication to providing us with this opportunity. Finally, we would like to thank all of the competitive event judges and room attendants that made our live competitive events a success. We appreciate your time and commitment to the mission of Wisconsin HOSA.
Now for the part you've all been waiting for, the announcement of our competitive event finalists and International Leadership Conference qualifiers. We will announce the competitive events finalists by category in this order: health science, health professions, emergency preparedness, leadership, and teamwork. We will display the top finalist competitors or teams and then announce third, second, and finally first place. The top 3 event finalists will qualify for ILC. However, if a team or individual is unable to attend, the 4th and 5th place teams will then have the opportunity to compete at ILC. Our first category is health science. The events in the health science category consist of an online test requiring competitors to demonstrate their knowledge in specific health-related topics such as health informatics, medical law and ethics, nutrition, pharmacology, among others. The top finalists for behavioral health are Claire Jarugamilli, Middleton, Abby Lynn, Madison West, Rhea Matthews, Hamilton, Sussex, Shalia Rasuli, Nicolay, and Amy Wong, Whitefish Bay. In third place, we have Shalia Rasuli, Nicolay. In second place, Abby Lynn, Madison West. And in first place, Rhea Matthews, Hamilton, Sussex. The top finalist competitors for cultural diversity and disparities in healthcare are Madison Hunt, Chippewa Falls, Shreya Kular, Madison West, Joanna Mendoza, Indian Trail, Mary Munoz, Menominee Falls, Isabella Sansone, Hamilton, Sussex. In third place, we have Madison Hunt, Chippewa Falls. In second place, Shreya Kular, Madison West. And in first place, Joanna Mendoza, Indian Trail. The top finalist competitors for dental terminology are Caitlin Brewer, Hamilton, Sussex, Anna Gosenheimer, Brookfield, Alicia Holmes, Hamilton, Sussex, Jenna Morgan, Amherst, Manal Nasir, Homestead. In third place, we have Alicia Holmes, Hamilton, Sussex. In second place, Anna Gosenheimer, Brookfield. And in first place, Manal Nasir, Homestead. The top finalist competitor for Foundations of Medical Terminology Middle School is Dia Krishna Chilukuri, Cromrie. And in first place, Dia Krishna Chilukuri, Cromrie. The top finalist competitors for Health Informatics are Sarah Gendelman, Nicolay, Amaya Juliana Yadao, Indian Trail. In second place, Sarah Gendelman, Nicolay. And in first place, Amaya Juliana Yadao, Indian Trail. The top finalist competitors for Human Growth and Development are Lauren Baker, Hamilton, Sussex, Sequoia Cornelius, Green Bay, Camille Gonzalez, Green Bay, Madison Gregory, Indian Trail, Shrishtrika Padaswamy, New Berlin. In third place, we have Shrishtrika Padaswamy, New Berlin. In second place, Camille Gonzalez, Green Bay. And in first place, Lauren Baker, Hamilton, Sussex. The top finalist competitors for Medical Law and Ethics are Mohima Ake, New Berlin, Delaney Clawwitter, Hamilton, Sussex, Celine Kirkay, Hamilton, Sussex, Julia Sa, Baraboo, and Eliana Zhang, Menominee Falls. In third place, we have Celine Kirkay, Hamilton, Sussex. In second place, Julia Sa, Baraboo. And in first place, Delaney Clawwitter, Hamilton, Sussex. The top finalist competitors for medical math are Surtaj Aurora, Menominee Falls, Q-Ming Lee, Appleton North, Sophia Melnick, New Berlin, Pratyush Shahir, New Berlin, and Gabrielle Wickman, Muskego. In third place, we have Pratyush Shahir, New Berlin. In second place, Surtaj Aurora, Menominee Falls. And in first place, Kyung-Ming Lee, Appleton North. The top finalist competitors for medical reading are Anastasia Grahowski, Elkhorn, Rachel Lautenbach, New Berlin, Carly McCormick, Elkhorn, Sophia Pletch, Shoreland Lutheran, and Ainsley Reeves, Memorial. In third place, we have Carly McCormick, Elkhorn. In second place, Ainsley Reeves, Memorial. And in first place, Anastasia Grahowski, Elkhorn. The top finalist competitors for medical spelling are Mehul Rangbula, Appleton North. Nithila Sivapuniam, New Berlin. Umika Sivasamy, Appleton North. Nicholas Strauss, Hamilton, Sussex. And Peter Tagalakis, Indian Trail. In third place, we have Nithila Sivapuniam, New Berlin. In second place, Peter Tagalakis, Indian Trail. And in first place, Umika Sivasamy, Appleton North. The top finalist competitors for medical terminology are Kat Anderson, Elkhorn. Aaron Hu, Brookfield Central. Juhi Jha, Grafton. Katie Mlodzik, Little Chute. Kayla Sanders, New Berlin. In third place, we have Aaron Hu, Brookfield Central. In second place, Kat Anderson, Elkhorn. And in first place, Kayla Sanders, New Berlin. The top finalist competitors for nutrition are Rhea Brorin, CCHI. Daniel Lee, Middleton. Bridget Spears, Whitefish Bay. Marianne Romanga, Mugwanago. Vivian Westman, Madison West. In third place, we have Rhea Brorin, CCHI. In second place, Vivian Westman, Madison West. And in first place, Daniel Lee, Middleton. The top finalist competitors for pathophysiology are Akshay Joshi, Madison West. Ananya Krishna, Memorial. Grace Karan, Wilmot Union. Vivek Savan, Madison West. And Jeff Zhao, Whitefish Bay. In third place, we have Vivek Savan, Madison West. In second place, Akshay Joshi, Madison West. And in first place, Ananya Krishna, Memorial. The top finalist competitors for pharmacology are Sriya Ganapareddy, Hamilton, Sussex. Kevin Gerke, Elkhorn. Katie Kim, Middleton. Allie O'Brien, Middleton. In third place, we have Sriya Ganapareddy, Hamilton, Sussex. In second place, Allie O'Brien, Middleton. And in first place, Kevin Gerke, Elkhorn.
Now we will move on to health professions events. The health professions category provides competitors with an opportunity to showcase their knowledge through demonstrating hands-on skills related to a specific health profession. Participating in one of these events can further assist competitors in selecting what career path they are interested in pursuing. The top finalist competitors for biomedical laboratory science are Tyler Bestland, Elkhorn. Caitlin Breaker, Beaver Dam. Siavarshi Rishi, Memorial. In third place, we have Caitlin Breaker, Beaver Dam. In second place, we have Tyler Bestland, Elkhorn. And in first place, Siavarshi Rishi, Memorial. The top finalist competitors for home health aid are Anna Becker, Shoreland Lutheran. Taylor Mordrewski, Amherst. Lauren Wagner, Appleton East. In third place, we have Anna Becker, Shoreland Lutheran. In second place, Taylor Mordrewski, Amherst. And in first place, Lauren Wagner, Appleton East. The top finalist competitors for medical assisting are Madeline Harding, Elkhorn. Abby Keel, Elkhorn. Riley Reichert, Elkhorn. Lily Sanders, Cashin. Imani Warigi, Kimberly. In third place, we have Madeline Harding, Elkhorn. In second place, Lily Sanders, Cashin. And in first place, Abby Keel, Elkhorn. The top finalist competitors for nursing assisting are Danny Lee, Middleton. Laura McCumber, Portage. Braylon Rademacher, Kimberly. Megan Warzala, Jefferson. Olivia Zimmerman, Oregon. In third place, we have Olivia Zimmerman, Oregon. In second place, Megan Warzala, Jefferson. And in first place, Danny Lee, Middleton. The top finalist competitors for pharmacy science are Emma Amstad, Hamilton, Sussex. Julia Januszewski, Badger. Ivana Misick, Grafton. Valerie Zules, Wilmot Union. In third place, we have Ivana Misick, Grafton. In second place, Julia Januszewski, Badger. And in first place, Valerie Zules, Wilmot Union. The top finalist competitors for physical therapy are Cody Bagwell, Appleton North. Annika Badway, Kimberly. Kyla Diag, Shoreland Lutheran. Shashank Joshi, Whitefish Bay. Emily Ramlo, Mishkat. In third place, we have Shashank Joshi, Whitefish Bay. In second place, Annika Badway, Kimberly. And in first place, Cody Bagwell, Appleton North. The top finalist competitors for sports medicine are Victoria Frucci, Mukwonago. Dylan Nuff, Hamilton, Sussex. Nadia Kinesko, Union Grove. Braden Schreiber, Mukwonago. Brianna Vandenberg, Little Chute. In third place, we have Victoria Frucci, Mukwonago. In second place, Dylan Nuff, Hamilton, Sussex. And in first place, Brianna Vandenberg, Little Chute. The top finalist competitors for veterinary science are Brianna Mueller, Sheboygan North. Ava Nelson, Elkhorn. Abaya Prasad, Muskego. Holly Stronach, CCHI. Nicholas Yang, Sheboygan North. In third place, we have Brianna Mueller, Sheboygan North. In second place, Holly Stronach, CCHI. And in first place, Ava Nelson, Elkhorn. Now we have emergency preparedness events. The events in this category are similar to those in health professions. Emergency preparedness events provide competitors with the ability to showcase their knowledge through performing select life-saving skills in response to an emergency scenario, learn about epidemiology, or educate the community on a public health topic. The top finalist competitors for CPR First Aid are CCHI, Heineken Kreutzer, Chippewa Falls, Burt, Wicklin, Jefferson, Cruz, Peterson, Sheboygan North, Morgan, Reinecking, Shoreland Lutheran, Heathcock, Filestifter. In third place, we have Jefferson, Cruz, Peterson. In second place, CCHI, Heineken Kreutzer. In first place, Sheboygan North, Morgan and Reinecking. The top finalist competitors for emergency medical technician are Brookfield Central, Hansira Ciara, Chippewa Falls, Janice Lemminger, Mukwonago, Anderson Schneider, Mukwonago, Binder, Cameron, Wauwatosa West, Flint, Whale. In third place, we have Mukwonago, Anderson, Schneider. In second place, Brookfield Central, Arsaria Sierra. And in first place, Chippewa Falls, Janice Lemminger. The top finalist competitors for epidemiology are Jessica Dober, Wilmot Union, Ethan Dreska, New Berlin, Allison Geiger, Marshfield, Warren Shepard, Middleton, Zaki Siraj, Middleton. In third place, we have Allison Geiger, Marshfield. In second place, Jessica Dobert, Wilmot Union. And in first place, Warren Shepard, Middleton. The top finalist competitors for public health are Elkhorn, Harlan Hernandez Moore, Mukwonago, Conway Hargener Hingis. In second place, we have Mukwonago, Conway Hargener Hingis. And in first place, Elkhorn, Harlan Hernandez and Moore.
At this time, we will move on to leadership events. The leadership category offers several events focused on preparing competitors to strengthen their professional leadership skills in areas of creativity, interviewing, presenting, and research. The top finalist competitors for extemporaneous writing are Grace Hansen, Arrowhead, Kyra Lefferberg, Little Chute, Kiana Holloway, Marshall, Jameson Wright, Monona Grove, and Abigail Hendricks, Rhinelander. In third place, we have Kiana Holloway, Marshall. In second place, Abigail Hendricks, Rhinelander. And in first place, Jameson Wright, Monona Grove. The top finalist competitor for health career photography is Caitlin Hanna, Westosa Central. And in first place, we have Caitlin Hanna, Westosa Central. The top finalist competitors for Healthy Lifestyle are Min Sung Choi, Madison West, Mahor Sarkar, Menominee Falls, and Sarah Young, Memorial. In third place, we have Min Sung Choi, Madison West. In second place, Sarah Young, Memorial. And in first place, we have Mohar Sarkar, Menominee Falls. The top finalist competitor for interviewing skills is Tyler Portzin, Spash. In first place, we have Tyler Portzin, Spash. The top finalist competitors for job-seeking skills are Madeline Adset, Beaver Dam, Ambrose Engling, Middleton, Deanna Hebring, Menominee Falls, Emma Schlagenhoff, Wilmot Union, and Callie Swink, Chippewa Falls. In third place, we have Ambrose Engling, Middleton. In second place, Deanna Hebring, Menominee Falls. And in first place, Emma Schlagenhoff, Wilmot Union. The top finalist competitors for prepared speaking are Umika Minaria, Brookfield Central, Lauren Tennyson, Hamilton Sussex, Maya Suneha, Hamilton Sussex, Ashi Iyengar, Hamilton Sussex, Sia Maneha, Menominee Falls. In third place, we have Maya Suneha, Hamilton Sussex. In second place, Lauren Tennyson, Hamilton Sussex. And in first place, Umika Minaria, Brookfield Central. The top finalist competitors for research poster are Kendra Kreutzer, CCHI, Sarah Harder, Hamilton Sussex, and Trinity Vang, Stevens Point. In third place, we have Sarah Harder, Hamilton Sussex. In second place, we have Kendra Kreutzer, CCHI. And in first place, we have Trinity Vang, Stevens Point. The top finalist competitors for research persuasive writing and speaking are Hunter Crockless, Elkhorn, Kelvin Felfuvong, Hamilton Sussex, Madison Barnes, Hamilton Sussex, Dilip Sandhu, Memorial, and Aaron Kelly, New Berlin. In third place, we have Madison Barnes, Hamilton Sussex. In second place, we have Aaron Kelly, New Berlin. And in first place, we have Dilip Sandhu, Memorial.
And for our final category, teamwork events. This category allows HOSA members to compete together on a team to innovate and showcase their HOSA knowledge in various topics or collaborate to bring awareness to the community they're participating in the health education, PSA, or community awareness events. The top finalist competitor for biomedical debate are Appleton North, Chintamani, Hartlip, Kaleka, Elkhorn area, Munuk, Shop, Mueller, and Martez, Oak Creek, Daranakota, Azim, Jasim, Union Grove, Stowe, Colbus, Chizek. In third place, we have Union Grove, Stowe, Colbus, Chizek. In second place, Appleton North, Chintamani, Hartlip, Kaleka. And in first place, Elkhorn area, Munuk, Shkop, Mueller, Martez. The top finalist competitors for community awareness are Arrowhead, Lynn and Esser, Memorial, Kanoki, Hayes, Dorji, and Kulkum, New Berlin, Pataswami, and Fain, Stevens Point, Bertrand and Heinz, Stevens Point, Schutz, and Paknia. In third place, we have New Berlin, Pataswami, and Fain. In second place, Arrowhead, Lynn, and Esser. And in first place, Stevens Point, Schutz, and Pakania. The top finalist competitors for creative problem solving are Brookfield Central, Shetty, Yalavilai, Shankar, Bhat. Elkhorn, Turk, Weinstock, Hodges, Barkuis. Hamilton Sussex, Masek, Schutz, Stromberg. In third place, we have Hamilton Sussex, Masak, Schultz, Stromberg. In second place, Elkhorn, Turk, Weinstock, Hodges, Barkuis. And in first place, Brookfield Central, Shetty, Yulia Villai, Shankar, Bhat. The top finalist competitors for forensic sciences are Brookfield Central, Hedge and Rajesh. Elkhorn, Simmons and Wheeler. Elkhorn, Howarth and Loomer. Hudson, Anderson and Quiney. Marshfield, Mueller and Schilling. In third place, we have Brookfield Central, Hedge and Rajesh. In second place, Elkhorn, Howarth and Loomer. And in first place, Elkhorn, Simons and Wheeler. The top finalist competitors for Health Career Display Middle School are Cromrie, Kamuri, and Sethi. And in first place, we have Kramri, Kamuri, and Sethi. The top finalist competitors for Health Career Display Secondary are Menominee Falls, Seabach, and Tones, Monona Grove, Naw, and Naw, Mugwanago, Horcott, and Washburn, Muskego, Prasad, and Rokan, Sheboygan North, Yue, and Yang. In third place, we have Mugwanago, Kokot, and Washburn. In second place, Monona Grove, Naw, and Naw. In first place, Sheboygan North, Yue, and Yang. The top finalist competitors for health education are Homestead, Bremer, and Zacharias, Middleton, Chandrasekhar, and Lee, Oak Creek, Resner, Eichhoff, King, Stevens Point, Davis, and Nims Moore. In third place, we have Oak Creek, Resner, Eichhoff, King. In second place, Middleton, Chandrasekhar, and Lee. In first place, Stevens Point, Davis, and Nims Moore. The top finalist competitors for HOSA Bowl are Elkhorn, Aller, Brunt, Runnels, Van Dyke, Hamilton, Sussex, Ambrukian, Dwyer, LaFleur, Sislak, Marshall, Laufenberg, Nickel, Shelton, Virgil, Middleton, England, Kim, Lee, Pederetti. In third place, we have Marshall, Laufenberg, Nickel, Shelton, Virgil. In second place, Hamilton, Sussex, Ambrukian, Dwyer, LaFleur, Sislak. And in first place, Middleton, Engling, Kim, Lee, Pedretti. The top finalist competitors for medical innovation are Marshfield, Dewar, and Ikobe. Whitefish Bay, Banyaquezik, Middleton, Warlop. In second place, Marshfield, Dewar, and Ikobe. In first place, Whitefish Bay, Banyaquezik, Middleton, Warlop. The top finalist competitors for public service announcement are Elkhorn, Binstock, Hanson, Klopfer, Pena. Memorial, Grewal, Wapansantang, Ja. Middleton, Dornala, Greenberg, Munajed, Ryan. Middleton, Ansari, Jacobs, Kaufman, Smith. Middleton, Keebler, Sun, Wang, Yassines. In third place, we have Middleton, Keebler, Sun, Wang, and Yassines. In second place, Elkhorn, Binstock, Hanson, Klopfer, Pena. And in first place, we have Memorial, Grewal, Wapantongsang, Ja.
Congratulations to all recognition event participants and competitors. Each of you should be tremendously proud of your accomplishments, realizing both the knowledge and experiences you've gained, no matter the outcome. As we look toward our future as health professionals, let us be reminded that the first step to unlocking your full potential in the future is taking steps to accomplish your goals today. We hope that as you continue on your HOSA journey, you keep in mind that every ounce of effort you put in today makes you one step closer to unlocking your potential. With that, we extend our deepest gratitude to you for attending this year's HOSA State Leadership Conference. We truly enjoyed our time with you, and we look forward to seeing many of you attend the virtual International Leadership Conference this June. At this time, I officially adjourn our 2021 State Leadership Conference.